y'all out there in this YouTube world. I just wanted to come on here for a brief moment and talk about something. Fibroids. What are fibroids? Good question. They are some pesky little things or big things, and I call them bloodsuckers. Yeah, they're like vampires to me. What they are is like a benign fibrous muscular tissue that forms in the walls and of a woman's uterus. It can be in different spots like submucosal area, like usually like maybe the top portion, inner mucosal area of the uterus. They have the pedunculated, if I'm saying that right, y'all. Don't quote me on that. It has like a stem on it, and the fibroid is hanging off of there. There are other types of fibroids too, and they come in various sizes. Again, they are usually benign, and they're considered benign tumors of the woman's uterus. They can be quite painful, and cause heavy bleeding. I have had fibroids before, and actually had one taken out last year. When I first discovered that I had fibroids was back in 2019. I noticed I started to get sick, and I was losing a lot of blood during my menstrual cycle, bleeding very heavy. I've always bled a little heavy though, but not to this extent to where I was soaking up a pad or a tampon like within 30 minutes. Now that was not good, and it led me into becoming iron deficiency anemia. I was losing too much blood every month during my menstrual cycle, and it was very painful, cramping. Oh my gosh, it was not fun. I had a feeling that I had fibroids too, because I had been doing my research, like what in the world is going on? And my stomach was bigger too and bloated. So I noticed that. So of course, when I went to the doctor and everything, yeah, that's exactly what it was. Upon examination, they sent me to have a sonogram, like the transvaginal sonogram, and they only saw 5, you guys, from that, 5 fibroids. But when I actually went in to have my surgery, guess how many they removed? Those little jokers are good at hiding. They removed 16. And they range from the size of like maybe the size of a nickel or penny all the way up to the size of a medium-sized lemon. Yes, it was something else. At the time before I had the surgery and everything to remove it, to remove those fibroids, they, I went through a number of tests and everything to check other things out as well and to rule things out. And I was using like super, then I went to super plus tampons, and then I went to the other one, which is like the largest or the most absorbent tampon other than super plus, which was ultra. I was soaking that up in like 30-40 minutes. Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, I gotta go to the doctor. Something's not right. And I'm gonna go in detail more of this on other videos as well, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about this because I know a lot of women out there are suffering from these things, and they really don't know what is the exact cause of it. But there have been some things going around, the internet and things of that nature as to what might be the cause of it. Could be foods that we're eating, could be certain chemicals and products we're putting on our skin and hair. I even read research that is due to possibly estrogen dominance. And especially with women like myself who are going through the perimenopause phase, which is awful in itself, it could be stemming from that too. And the reason why you may have had fibroids, it could be an onset of you going through perimenopause. So these little pesky things, big pesky things too, they can cause some major issues, and it's best to really get checked out. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but I have had these pesky things, and I could definitely speak on it. So if you think that this is what may be going on with you, maybe you're having issues and painful cramping, heavy bleeding, maybe passing some clots, things of that nature, please get checked out by your by a medical professional. Sorry, y'all. Somebody's dog out here just barking like crazy. It kind of got me off track, but it's okay. I love dogs. We have one too, so I know what that's like. And they're probably just out walking them. And yeah, but yes, this is definitely not a fun thing. I know it is not. And if anyone needs to talk about this or want me to talk about even more and talk about what I went through more in depth in the surgery that I had, it was called a myomectomy. And that's basically where they do a clean like incision as if you were having a C-section. And I'll speak more on that in another video as well. But I had them taken out that way. I got to keep my uterus. Everything was fine with my uterus. It was just those blood-sucking vampires that were there, which, you know, I call those fibroids that. And if a doctor, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do or anything, please follow the advice of a professional medical physician of your choice. I'm just saying, if they try and tell you the first option you have is just to get a hysterectomy, please seek a second opinion, because not everyone has to get a hysterectomy because of those pesky, awful things, unless it's necessary, unless there's some other issues that may be going on that, you know, your doctor has explained and went over with you, and there is a definite reason that you need to have your uterus removed. But if not, and it's just those fibroids, please talk with your doctor or seek a second medical decision on that, another opinion from a medical staff, because not every time you have to do that and have your uterus removed. That would definitely send a woman into premenopause. So you will definitely go into early menopause quickly after having a hysterectomy. And I'm already going through perimenopause, and it is a living, you know what. So we could talk about that too, ladies. I mean, we're here for each other. We can discuss these things, and we can help each other along the way. Tell each other some good things and good advice, what has helped you through this process as far as fibroids, perimenopause, even menopause, postmenopause. I mean, this is a part of life that we are going through, and we are all here for each other, women. We are here to help. We're here to offer advice on natural things and natural pathways to take, you know, and doctors that, you know, that believe in doing things the natural way and not always having to use medicine and chemicals. So yeah, I'm here for it. Again, I am not a doctor. I'm not a nurse, none of that. You know, please seek medical attention and advice from a medical professional if you are experiencing any of these things and bleeding heavy and any of these issues that I brought up, cramping and things that are out of the norm for you, and you think you may have fibroids, please get it checked out, please, because they are very draining. They're not harmful in a way, you know, like it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's a terminal thing. No, but it can cause some issues. It can cause some infertilities. There are some women who are still able to carry a pregnancy and carry a baby while having fibroids. You know, if they're unable to remove them at the time while you're pregnant, there has still been some success and successful rates for women who want to have children. You know, once they get those fibroids removed, that helps the baby to grow comfortably and properly and things of that nature. So please don't rule that out if you're trying to have children and thinking that you can ever have kids because of fibroids, because that's not always the case. There are a lot of women who, and I know of some, who have had babies and they still have fibroids, but you know, they were just under their doctor's care to watch the progression of the fibroids and things like that, to make sure it wasn't blocking anything and blocking the baby's growth. So, I mean, you can still, in most cases that I've seen and read and did research on, you can still have children. So please don't rule that out. Please seek medical advice and medical attention if you're going through this. But again, ladies, we are here for each other, and I'm here for you as well, because you can ask me questions. I've been through this. I had one removed just last year. I didn't even know you could do it through a DNC, but I had a DNC done, and she removed this main one was at the top of my uterus, that she felt like it might be a problem and cause some heavy bleeding on down the line, so let's get rid of it. So I had that done in 2024. Child, forgetting what year we in. So I had that one removed. But previous, like I said, to that, in 2019, I had 16 removed, and I had a myomectomy. So that was a very, very, not very, very, but like a 6 to 7 week recovery with that one. But with the DNC one I had removed last year, it was like an inpatient. I didn't have to stay overnight in the hospital or anything. And I was able to do normal things within the next day or two, So I wasn't put on any major restrictions or anything like that, like I did, when I had the myomectomy. Of course, that was an open surgery. So yeah, those things are not fun to deal with. I get that. And I had anemia behind that, and low iron, because I lost so much blood during my menstrual periods, and just soaking up pads and tampons like crazy. And I knew then, I'm like, yeah, something's not right here. Let's get this checked out. And I'm glad I did, so I could get rid of those things. Like, you feel so much better once you get rid of them. You don't have to have a myomectomy if you don't want to, unless it's suggested by your doctor. There are other ways to get rid of those things, like UFE, which is the uterine fibroid embolization, where it's minimally invasive, and the recovery time is much faster too. And some of them are done during day surgery. You don't even have to stay overnight like I did with the myomectomy. But yeah, there are different options that you could take. And then there are natural ways too for the women who are, I'd rather do natural too, but I didn't at the time. I wasn't on my natural path and natural journey at that time. I wish I was, but now I am. And yeah, so there are different ways to go about it, changing your diet, because a lot of these foods can cause this stuff. And then again, like I said, estrogen dominance. It could be caused by PCOS, which is, when you have, I forget the exact term for it, but it's, what is that? It's the cyst, basically a cystic syndrome of like your ovaries and things of that nature. I'll have the exact name of that. I'm pretty sure some of you probably already know, but my mind just went blank when I brought up PCOS. But yeah, those are like clusters and a bunch of cysts in the reproductive system, and that could be an issue as well. I've had a cyst removed and a polyp at the same time when I had the DNC last year, when they removed the one fibroid that could have eventually been a problem. So I got rid of that thing. So hopefully I won't be getting too many more of those things, because they can grow back. Unfortunately, they can grow back. Sometimes they may not get as big as they were before. You just have to, I stay under my doctor's care to, to see if I have any more growing back, because I did not want a hysterectomy unless it was necessary. So I was advised that, if I didn't get a hysterectomy, there is a possibility they can grow back. I'm like, well, I'm not getting that if I don't need to have it, unless it is absolutely necessary for whatever reason that it needs to be done. Other than that, I just, rather get them, shrink them, or, just have minimally invasive procedure to remove them, because I'm not trying to go through that type of surgery if I don't need to. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there are various options out there for us women to take. And, yeah, please get them checked. If you feel like you have it, it causes all type of issues. It could cause back pain, pain in your legs, severe abdominal cramping, heavy bleeding, passing clots. If you have any of those symptoms, ladies, please go get checked out and see if that could be the issue. It might be fibroids. And if so, there are plenty of options to get that taken care of too. And follow up with your doctor and make sure, you You watch them and see if they're growing or if they're shrinking, and what other necessary steps you need to take in order to get back on a healthy track. So that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, please feel more than welcome to comment below. And please like, share, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. We need to get more of this awareness out there in the world. And coming from a woman like myself who has suffered from these ugly things, they're so ugly. And we can help and give advice on what, things, that questions you may have. Like, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do anything, but I can share what I've done and what my experience has been with these things if you have questions on it, because I did a lot of research as well. And that's how I found out that I have fibroids, or that I had those fibroids. I just started doing research, and I was like, I was telling my daughter, I think I may have fibroids. She's like, really? You think so? I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, the research I've done, it matches up perfectly almost. I said, I need to go and find out and get checked out. And sure enough, I had fibroids. I was right. So I'm glad I did my research and followed through and followed up with that. And I advise anyone that's going through this type of thing to please follow up and follow through and get yourself checked out and see if that is the issue. All right. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. And let's get healthy, ladies. Let's not be defeated by fibroids, because we can do this and we got this. All right, ladies. Talk to you later.